Hi, I'm Mary Beth Stapleton, Manager of Family and Community Partnerships for Harford County Public Schools. Here I am today in beautiful Bobcat Nation, Bel Air High School, with Mr. Greg Komondor, and we're here to highlight the wonderful family engagement activities they're doing for parents and outreach for the community. So thanks for joining me today, Mr.
Absolutely.
Komondor.
Thank you for coming here today.
It's great to see you. And we're going to start with talking about the importance of family engagement in high school and how that looks a little different than elementary school. So as a leader, could you just talk a little bit about how you use family engagement to connect with your students and your students' parents throughout the school year?
Yeah, again, thank you for coming here today to be here. It's a great honor for all of us. It's a challenge in high school. It really is. And one of the things I talk about when we used to have orientation for 9th grade and back to school night because of the pandemic, unfortunately, it was always about, don't give up on us in high school. It was kind of like everybody wants to be involved in elementary, then it drops off a little bit in middle, and then high school. It's almost like pulling teeth to get people to come and participate. So it really is important, and it has been so important over the past 14 or 15 months with trying to keep in touch with students and parents and really keeping the parents informed about what we're doing. Whether it's coming back and wearing masks, whether it's still how do you apply for scholarships, what about SATs, AP testing, what about scheduling for next year, graduation, you name it, we've been faced with it. And I think the past 2 years, prior to the pandemic and right before that, we were really making a big movement with our Parent Connect nights and all the different things that we've done. But we've been very fortunate enough to have teachers really step up this year, our school counseling department, and making it a very important topic for us to get involved with our parents as many times as we can in different ways that we can.
And that's a great example of how a high school can be intentional about family engagement and strategies for family engagement. And remembering we're highlighting there's PTA standards. This is PTA Standard 3, supporting student success. So it sounds like you work with your staff to figure out ways to help parents support their child's success at home and then connect with the school that way too.
And actually one of the things that we did 3 years ago, I'm almost positive it was 3 years ago because you kind of lose track of time.
Yeah.
But when we started the Parent Connect nights, we sent out, what do you want us to talk about? What do you need? What is it that you want us to present to you, and what can we do to relate to the students and to the parents? So we did get a lot. We had nights here where they would come in, parents, and actually sit in classes taught by teachers. And a lot of our staff was involved with that. So I think that set the tone about 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. We were moving forward. And I think, to be honest with you, one of the few things that we didn't drop and we actually got better at was during the pandemic was to make sure how we were connecting with all of our parents and giving them every opportunity, although not in person, but virtually, but we still were able to present a lot of different topics for them, and I think allow them to know that we're still here for them in whatever we can do.
Well, and that's excellence as a school leader, so thank you so much for sharing that. And we'll hear some more about these family engagement activities from your staff, the parent and community engagement liaisons. I'm honored to be here today with two of our parent and community engagement liaisons. If you could introduce yourself to everyone, that would be great.
Sure. Hi, I am Benfield. I am a math teacher and department chair here at Bel Air High School.
Great.
And I'm Andrew Kassouf, also a math teacher here at Bel Air High School.
Well, Allie and Andrew, thank you so much for being here today. You've been doing amazing work at Bel Air High School throughout the year, even during a pandemic, to be intentional about family engagement strategies. So, Andrew, could you speak a little bit about some of the events that you've held for parents and the amount of parents that have participated? I've heard so many great things, so if you could just share that.
Sure. So we had, as Mr. Komondor said, for the last 3 years, really had an intentional effort to bring parents and students together in a learning environment where we celebrate and recognize a team of student, parent, and teacher together working towards student success. And parents would come and get information about various topics of their choosing and resources in the community and really good connection. So then this year, pandemic hits, and we're not sure how are we going to continue these successful in-person events. And we ended up going in this virtual climate using the Microsoft Teams platform. And we were able to connect with families in even more ways than before, which we didn't even understand. For example, our school counseling office had not necessarily engaged with parents for the registration of future classes in the past. That was normally done in English classes with students and the school counseling department directly. This year we connected with parents as well, both for incoming freshmen and our students that will return next year. And we had, I think, 300 families engage in that live event, as well as
Wow.
more that watched after the fact.
That's a lot.
That's something that will probably continue
Yeah.
as the years go on, because the parents were interested in those topics. We also offered individual specific things on how to help students with like study strategies during virtual learning as well as in-person learning, developing skills to move forward in their school career. So
Wow.
we've had specific topics as well as an intentional school counseling focus on mental health as well as the specifics of school.
Well, and I think the thing that I'm hearing that is just such a best practice is actually hearing from parents about what do they need to learn or to know to support their students' success. So I think that's a great example of how you do that needs assessment, and then you put opportunities in place for parents. And then adding to that, it's all about communication, right? So it's getting that information out there too. And Allie, I heard that you've been taking the lead on really making sure that that communication is solid from the school to the parents.
Definitely. So this year we have been working on our communication with our families through our social media as well as our Connect 5 calls and our website. So we're really beefing up all of these things that the community and especially our parents use on a regular basis so that they get the information, so they know what's going on in the school and that they can participate with us in making sure that their students are successful.
And that's that standard too, right? Communicating effectively with parents. So it sounds like you've really figured out where the places that parents are going to get information and making sure that those communications are clear and concise and really reaching them where they are.
Yes.
And that's a best practice. So thank you both so much for all the work you're doing for parent community engagement. And thank you to Bel Air High School for, again, being 5-star in parent engagement and community outreach. And we'll see you next time.